Good afternoon, my lovers. I'm back out with the Horde Hunter. I've just pegged out 30 by 30 meters. A bit tiring that was. And I put out zillions of pegs. Oh, my arm's getting a bit tired now, holding the camera up. Yeah, zillions of pegs. And I'm going to go and test them now with the smaller coil. Now, this little spot here, there's a bit of a bump. A little bit of a bump on this field. Classic place for a horde. Now, it's near to a Roman stroke Iron Age camp or settlement of some description. And about 200 meters away from here is either a very large roundhouse or a round barrow. Now, I haven't detected it over there because it's a bit near power lines at the moment. So I'm hoping to perhaps get over there soon, one day. Probably when I can get the trailer on the bike, because the weather's cold and lithium ion batteries don't like the cold. But it's warming up now. They reckon it's up to 16 degrees in North Wales today. 16. So I'm going to go and check those zillions of pegs now, and we'll see if I can find any treasure. But what I'll do, I'll show you this roundhouse or large round barrow. It's clearly too large to be a roundhouse, but it could be a prehistoric barrow right there, and it is literally just 200 meters away from where I'm detecting. I've got this signal here, it says 69, look. So that's getting near to a non-ferrous range, but it is quite shallow. 55. It had me 68 a minute ago, or 61, no. So I suspect that this is a piece of flat iron. $48. 67. 56. Jumping around a bit, I think it's about there. Yeah, I think there's a bit of flat iron here. But any signals that start to get a bit nearer the non-ferrous range, I think I'll dig them. Oh, yeah, bugger. Bigger holes, bigger plugs. Yeah, methinks it's out. Yeah, it was a bent nail, look. A nail with a bend on the end. Now that fools all metal detectors if you're going for iffy signals. And that little bend is enough to make you dig up a lot of nails. So it's not quite flat iron, but it was that bend that gave it away. Right, let's see what else we can find. Hopefully something epic and not bits of iron. Well, I have got a signal that gave, because when I was walking in between targets and I was swinging the little coil, and I did pick up a non-ferrous target, so there's one round here somewhere. I've got it pegged. Here, look, 12 and a full circle. Now I got this one by just walking between pegs, so it's just an ordinary target. So but it's non-ferrous. And that's what so what I'm going to do in a minute is I'm going to dig a really deep hole, and that round bit of aluminium I found, I'm going to put it down the bottom of the hole and see if the big coil can detect it. Right, can you see all the way down there? Here's my spade, I'll put it in. So it's about there on the spade. You see that? Where my thumb is. So that is over 2 feet deep. And I'm down into the subsoil. And that disc of aluminium that I dug up yesterday, it's got plastic on the back. I'm going to place that down the bottom of the hole. It's right down there. Right, let's plug in the detector, just see if it will pick it up before I put the dirt in. Yeah, you're seeing it. It's not giving me any circle. So where that goes up to the number 5, just below it. How high can we go? So that's about a foot, 2.5 feet. I'm about half a foot above the ground. I can just get it. So that's the sort of signals we need to look for. Oh, 82. 80. Let's see how high we can go. 76. That's got to be 3 feet there. Look, 93. So you're not getting the circle, but you're getting the numbers. So properly ground balanced, that will probably go even deeper. 78.
Do you want to see more of my videos? 79% of you aren't subscribed to the Horde Hunting channel. If you'd like to subscribe to my videos, click the bell so you don't miss a thing.
So it clearly works, doesn't it? It's just that I'm not finding anything mega. The smaller coil was very faint. So next time I get a target, I won't bother with pegs. I just walk around the field and just look for a very high number or a very low number under 25. And it's as simple as that. And then if I put the smaller coil over it and I get no numbers, then I'm going to know it's deep. Now, see, I'm getting the hang of this slowly. Oh, it's a pity it's going to rain tomorrow though, and rain in the next couple of days. But I'd like to have, used it a bit more. So I'm going to have to be stuck at home when I could be out looking for treasure. But yeah, I'm going to carry on today. I've still got a few hours left. So hopefully we might find something. 85. 85. 80. So that must be a good 4.5 to 5 feet is getting that. And it's only a little bit of aluminium. Imagine if it was a hoard of 50,000 gold coins. It would be a screaming signal. Oh, I just dug up a lovely piece of flat iron. Now that signal was below 25, it was about 16. And earlier on, oh, it's a bit windy, I'll just cover up the microphone. And earlier on I dug up another piece of flat iron and that was a low signal. So perhaps all the signals that I should be going for are like 65 and above, for the massive hoards of 50,000 gold and silver coins. Wow, what a machine, what a machine. I remember when I first started using the GPX 5000, I buried a carrier bag full of bronzy bits, like bits of barrel tap, bits of wire, all sorts of things to try and simulate a hoard. And I buried it about 2.5 feet, right? And I shoved it down there, I'll put the soil back, and I'll tell you what, with the 22-inch coil, the big monster coil, it had a job to detect it. And not only that, it wasn't giving you any discrimination whatsoever. You had to hear to see if it was a good target. Now the problem with the GPX, also, that if it was a small piece of metal near the surface, or a large piece deeper down, you'd think you had a deep signal when it was a shallow signal. And there was virtually no discrimination on it. It had this sort of blanking thing that worked to about a depth of like maybe a foot or just under. But that was, the discrimination on it is hopeless. This and the GPX 5000 cost a similar amount of money to the Lorenz. Now they've got other ones now, haven't they? The 7000 and the 6000, but they're going to be the same, aren't they? They're going to be, you have to hear, with your luggols, you have to hear the sound that it makes. Well, you've just seen me use that machine over there. I buried just a little disc of aluminium over 2 feet down. And even after, when I put the saw back on, it made no difference. And I was swinging the coil about 2 foot above the ground, so that's 4 feet. And it was clearly saying 70, 75, 80, and into the low 90s, indicating non-ferrous. Oh, wow, what a machine, what a machine. I am supremely confident that all I have to do is walk over a lump of, like, maybe an axe head or a pot of coins, or, you know, some ancient relic. All I got to do is walk over it, and that machine will find it. And not only will it find it, it will tell me that it's non-ferrous. You can, you know, that GPX is going to go in the cupboard to collect dust. It's rubbish compared to the Lorenz. Verschbonduk technique, as they say. I don't know what that means. But I really, German made is usually pretty good quality. Usually. You know. So, yeah, I highly recommend this machine. Wow, what a machine. All I got to do is walk over it. And when I buried that, I can now go back to that place where I buried that bag of bronzy bits, and this machine is going to find it. I walked back over that area with the GPX half a dozen times, and I couldn't find it, because after, you know, the crops came up, you know, the grass for silage making, and the crops came up, and when I went back, I couldn't remember where it was. So it's that bag of bronzy bits and barrel taps is still down there somewhere. Oh yeah, right, I am knackered. I tell you what, I wanted this machine to get me fit, and I've got no doubt that it's going to. Oh yeah, I'm going to pack up and I'm going to head off to the usual place for maybe 1 or 2. Cheers!